Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and all praises to my Heavenly Father and to His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rikah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, whom I've learned this 100% truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect who are scattered in the four corners of the earth. I'm Brother Kapasha coming to you once again with a brief lesson. Lord willing, it'll be edifying. I'm going to go right into it. I don't know what I'm going to name it. But I think I'm going to name it in the way of Israel. Take heed, take precaution. Don't be so overcharged or weighed down doing wickedly, because we know that our people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, we can make up new ways, and we can make up new ways to do evil. We are good at it, you know. We have that gift, that spirit within us to give us the ideas to supplant, to actually do wickedly, and when we do it, it goes to another level, if you know what I mean. All right, so I'm gonna go right into it. This is the book of Luke 21 and 34. I believe I went to this morning, but Lord willing, it is edifying even this evening at the end of the day. All right, this is Luke 21:34, which reads, "And take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares." You know, it's like the 10 virgins. You know, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. You see, the foolish ran out of oil. You see, that's where we don't want to run out of oil. We want the Lord to continue to fill our lamps with oil, and therefore, because if you don't have that oil, you're going to go off. You're going to be a bug out, and we see a lot of men bugging out in these end times, and time is too short to be bugging out. You see, so therefore we must take heed to ourselves, lest at any time your hearts, which goes into the Hebrew words la'ab, heart does, and which means your mind. You see, don't allow your mind to be inundated or saturated with wickedness, with the cares of this world, with having so much fun, and everything's got to be a party. You see, and it says with surfeiting. Surfeiting goes into overindulgence in a thing. You see, as to the point where you get to the point where you're drunk with it, or you get intoxicated with it. You've had too much. Therefore, it causes you to be out of your mind. You see, and a lot of Israelites, are like that. We are thinking all the time how we can live our best life now, get all we can get right now. You see, whatever the cost is, we think of, as I've said, we think of new ways to supplant another neighbor, Jake, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. You see, we'll think of ways to get over on them, to con them, to the point where we are weighed down with this mindset. We need to come out of Babylon. We need to get our minds out of America. America is going to be destroyed. You see, We understand this as Israelites, as the elect men. Lord willing, I'm one of them. You see, the hopefully elect. Anyway, let me get that straight. So let me go back to this verse again. Luke 21:34 reads, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged, which is, weighed down, with suffering and drunkenness and the cares of this life." You see, we can't be so what's going to happen, planning for what we're going to do in the future, 10, 30 years from now. You might have a big savings account stacked up for you when you retire, you see? But, these things are not going to help you in the day of the Lord. You see, when the Lord comes back, He's coming back with anger and righteous anger, which is indignation, you see? So we understand this. The elect men understand this, you see? That's why we are here, prophesying to our people now, you see? That's why we are prophesying to our people now. We want you to get this before the day of the Lord, arrives, you see? Once the day of the Lord comes, it's going to be mass judgment. It's going to be world judgment. And, you're going to be in the lot that you're going to be in. We seeing things now. We seeing the prophecies now, popping off, jumping off the page. You see, we are measuring the time, constantly looking at events, earthquakes, places getting watered, deluges of water, you see, getting flooded, so to speak. So that's what I was trying to get to, flooded. We're looking at people, hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that. We're seeing, these things happen, you see, and we don't want the Lord to the day of the Lord to come while we're, involved in our wickedness. We want salvation. We want to be protected in Jacob's trouble. So therefore, we must take heed to ourselves. Lest at any time your hearts, which is your mind, be overcharged or weighed down with surfeiting, overindulgence in this life. You see, we do not want to be, putting all our efforts in pleasing ourselves in this life. We want to do the things that please the Lord, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. You see? So, here you have it. Let me go back. Luke 21:34, which reads, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unawares." You see, we're approaching Jacob's trouble. And once we're in it, we're in it. You see, we're not going to always be out there on the highways and the byways giving our people warning. You see, there is a such thing as famine of the word, pursuant to Amos 8:11. You see, there's going to be famine of food, and there's going to be famine of water, and there's going to be famine of hearing the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And we got to understand this. We got to get this while there is still time to get it. This is the grace period right now. While there is still time, Israel, you got to turn back to the Lord. This is the plea that you're going to get. This is the nice plead here. Hearing the prophets, seeing the prophets, on the YouTubes and on the highways and the byways. This is the time to get this truth right now, this wisdom and knowledge, because this is what's going to stabilize you and us in the times of Jacob's trouble, in the day of the Lord as well. See, we want to be found working in that day. We want to be found, we want to be accepted by the Lord to receive His protection. You see, and I'm gonna read on. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. This thing is going to affect the whole earth. Everybody's going to be affected by it, because we already been telling you, starting with the head apostles of GMS right on down, and you know that the MOTB, it's already out there. You see, you're not going to be able to do anything unless you have that charagma. You see, and we're giving you that warning. You know, we're giving you that warning. They're making. I saw another video where a brother made a video about they're making robots and drones and things of that nature. That's going to cut, which is going to cut 80% of the of jobs. You see, so these are the things that's coming forward, and that's why the prophets out here giving our people warning now. Stop all that twerking and trying to be a YouTube hero or a YouTube popular person. You see, this is a time to get down with this with scriptures and turn back to your power. You see, this is the time to get it. This is the plead that you're going to get, because when the Lord pleads, it's going to be with anger, and it's going to be violently, and it's not going to be good. Because we already know that 2 parts of our people are going to get cut off. So that's why that's why this pleading is out here today. Take heed to yourselves. You see, renew your mind in these spirits, in the spirit of truth. You see, all right. So with that, I hope you've been edified. Lord willing, you've been edified. I'm gonna close on that. So, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and all praises to my Heavenly Father and to His only begotten. Hold it. Salakia, my brother. I didn't finish reading